Hello everyone, it's Doll here, and today I have an exciting haul. I have them in this little, it's an ananas surprise bag that they used to come with. I got this idea from Carrie over at Inkpad's Playpad. I don't remember what she put in hers. I think it was like Doorables or something like that, but it was a good idea for what I have here. So I got this haul from eBay for a total of $50, and I know that seems like a lot, $50 Canadian, plus shipping, plus taxes and stuff like that. But for what they are, that actually is a really good price. Also, please don't mind, I have spots on my neck right now. I think I'm having an allergic reaction, a skin reaction. I'll be fine. It happens to me all the time. But if you're wondering what that is, oh, that's so bad. That's either eczema or I think I'm having a reaction. Anyways, I'm fine. Okay, so this is from my childhood. This is Bijou from Hamtaro. She's very sun damaged though. Well, she's not, I've seen worse, but she's pretty sun damaged. She was top-notch condition up until 2020, but I'm stupid. So yeah, she's a little bit sun damaged, but I always wanted more Hamtaro figures. I think my brother used to have Hamtaro. Either him or I did, but I think my brother had Hamtaro. And I had the Bijou bedroom set. Like, she had like a little bedroom. And I still have the dresser and the bed. But I'm missing like the carrots. I think there's also a lamp that goes with it. And the bedroom. I'd like to get them back someday. I'd also like the Ham house. These are so expensive. All the Hamtaro stuff is like really expensive. I really like the toys, but I've been out of touch with the actual animation for a while now. Like, it's been a while since I've seen it. I do remember a few characters' names. I remember what they look like, obviously, but the names, some of them I blanked a little bit on. We're going to start off with Bijou since I showed you her. Now, I paid, like I said, I paid $50 Canadian for all of them. There are 29 of them in total, which is actually a pretty good deal because that equals, I did the math, I believe that's just under $2 each. Which is a good price considering if you go on eBay right now and look up the price on these little guys, they're like much higher than that. Usually like the cheapest they'll go for is like $9. So the fact that I got less than $2 each, that's a really good deal. I know $50 sounds like a lot, but I have 29 of them and they're pretty rare figures, especially like the rubber ones. There's some that I think it's the Chinese variation or the Japanese variation, but they don't have like they have one pupil down here, but they don't have the two. And I find the one with two of them to be much cuter personally. Of the original figures, the Japanese ones originally had outer eye shines, but then they later changed it to the inner eye shines. That's what I like, and that's what I'm used to from my childhood. Again, this is my childhood Bijou. Here are the other three that I got. Now, when in the lot they said that there was repeats, but there's actually not that many repeats. These three look like repeats, but none of them are actual repeats. They're the same character, but they're different variations. Even this one is different than this one over here. Now, if you're a Hamtaro toy expert, please let me know. I'm not an expert by any means. I just had some of the toys when I was younger, and I love the show, and it's been a while since I watched it, but it's a big nostalgic thing from my childhood. Anyways, please let me know if I get anything wrong or if there's any other details I should know or fun stuff like that. I'd also really like to know the variations because I do have some variations here and the pupils are different, and I'd like to know if they're knockoffs or if they're just like Chinese or Japanese variation, not like necessarily a knockoff. So I did a little bit of research and there seems to be 5 different regional variants. And there is a Chinese variant that seems to be unofficial. It seems to be like the knockoff out of all of these variants. And it's produced by the company XLC Co. And they're made of hard plastic instead of rubber. They also came in packs of 48. Anyways, so again, these are Bijou. I cleaned these up a lot. They weren't in awful condition. Actually, they're pretty good condition because a lot of the ones you can see online are like sun damaged or scuffed and stuff like that. They aren't in terrible condition. Honestly, they're way better than my Bijou. She's discolored and yeah, but these ones are pretty good. There was one that was really, I think it was this one. It looked really bad in the picture, But when I saw her in person, it wasn't that bad, and I cleaned her up a lot, actually, and she looks great now. Ugh, they're so cute. I love these little figures, and they have, like, they're meant to be pencil toppers, and they also, on the Ham hideout and their play sets, they have like little holes that they can sit on. Her bedroom set also had one of those little holes. Which one is this one? Okay, the one, I do have a replacement one. I'm glad that she came in this lot for my sun damaged one. Of course, I'll still be keeping my sun damaged one because that's my childhood one, and I love her. So we got those three there. That's Bijou. Then we've got my favorite character. One of them, I like Bijou, I like Penelope, and I like Pashmina. Penelope was always my favorite. This one is a little more beat up because she's missing a whisker, if you can see that. But oh, I think they're in great condition considering I did clean them up a lot. The like pencil hole part, all of them were really, really dirty, but I got in there with a Q-tip and some dish soap and some hot water, and I got that all cleaned up. So it took some TLC, and some of them are still a little bit bad on the sides, but I worked really hard to try to restore them, and I'm really happy with them, especially for the price that I got. I can't complain. They weren't in awful condition by any means. They definitely needed to be cleaned up, but that was a deal. That was a steal. It really was. So yeah, this is Penelope. Oh, I love that character. And then we got Pashmina next. So those were two exact repeats, I believe. But that's okay. Like, I'm not upset by any means. I still got a really great price. Now, Pashmina, these are actually not repeats because she's in different poses. It's the same character though. But yeah, she's very different in this one. Very cute, still in good condition, because I've seen a lot of them have, there's some online that have like tears. There's one that has a lot of 6. No judgment to the seller by any means. Like, if you think it's worth that price, that's totally fine, but there's a lot of 6 of them, and they're like really, really, really sun damaged. Like the worst I've probably ever seen sun damaged, and they're wrinkled, like very wrinkled, and they're asking for over $100 for like the 6 of them. So just keep that in mind when I say I have 29 and I only paid $50 Canadian. That was really good. This is Sandy. She's got the little bow on her tail. Oh, so cute. Adorable. And then this is Stan, who I believe is her twin brother. Either that or her brother. Twins. They are twins. Okay. I've got a little chart up just to make sure I got the character names right. But there's a few of them I think they're more obscure characters. I can't find them. Please let me know their names if you know their names. I'd love to learn more. Here is Jingle. That's his name, Jingle. Very cute. I don't know who this character is. I thought I saw her name somewhere, but then I lost it and I can't remember what her name is. But please let me know if you know her name. And I think she might be a Chinese variation, or I'm not sure. She's like a little bit different than the others. That's why I want to know if they're like a different region kind of thing. This character too is kind of the same. They've got the same vibe as this one. Now these two are exactly the same. They feel different than the others too. They're a little bit harder. They're less rubberier. This one too is the same feel as the other ones. I think this is Oxnard. I think this is Auntie Viv. That's what's popping up. So I believe this is Auntie Viv. It's a little harder than the other ones, so I think that's the same as the other ones I just showed. This one is Hamtaro, but he's very he's very knockoff looking. Is he a fakie? I think he's a fakie because I have the same version but very different. So let me know. I have 2 of the more legit looking ones. Very cute. And oh, I have 3 of them actually. This fluff is from the pouch I had it in. But yeah, I have 3 of these, so if anything happens to one of them, I've got 2 others. This is one of my favorite Hamtaro figures, where he's doing like a little hide. I think it's like the no, not the Ham hideout. Oh, I don't remember what this playset's called. Now, these are Boss. It's kind of the same feel as those other characters that I was talking about. Maybe it's a region variation, because they're not as rubbery as like these ones. These ones are very rubbery, but those ones are like harder. We got another knockoff looking one here. This is Cappy. He's a little knockoff looking, so let me know, is that just straight up a knockoff or is that a region thing? This is Oxnard. He is also one of my favorite characters aside from those three girls, and he is very rubbery too. Like, this is very rubbery. Like I said before, there's some of them that aren't like that. They're not squishy rubbery. You know what I mean? This is more just like plastic, a little bit rubbery. This one's not that rubbery either, and it's got that kind of knockoff eye looking stuff, so let me know, is this a knockoff too? I believe this one's name is Panda, I believe. Again, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not an expert on Hamtaro. I've watched it when I was a kid and I've forgotten a lot since then. Here's the last two. This is Howdy. Oh, he's so cute. He's got like a little fanny pack there. Or not a fanny pack, it's like a little apron, I think. Oh, he's so cute. Look at those eyes. And then we got Snoozer. He's so cute. And he's got the little hole right here, so he's like sleeping. So cute. So yeah, that's all 29 of them. Let me know if you watched Hamtaro when you were younger and have memories from that. I love the theme song so much. It just gets stuck on my head every once in a while. So this is all 29 of them. I love Hamtaro. They're so cute. So that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoy my content, please consider leaving a like, comment, and subscribing if you haven't already. Thank you again so much for watching, and I'll catch you again next time. Bye!